I have an example for you guys, right? It says one thing I admire about men is they generally prioritize themselves first. This is written by a woman. Again, she says one thing I admire about men is they generally prioritize themselves first. You'll rarely catch them sacrificing their happiness for anything or anyone. She continues and says women have to be reminded to operate this way. So I want to ask you guys, is this statement true?
Somewhat.
I don't think it's true.
I think it's somewhat true.
I've seen a lot of miserable men trying.
Where we at? Talk about it.
No, go ahead, S. I'm sorry.
Well, okay.
I'm just saying somewhat true. That's what I'm saying.
I've seen a lot of men staying in relationships miserable just to try to keep the woman happy. I actually don't think men generally prioritize themselves more. I think
it's the opposite.
I don't see that often. I guess maybe when you're in the dating stage, maybe. Probably when you're in the dating stage, he hasn't made that full commitment yet. Maybe, but in a lot of marriages, a lot of men aren't happy because they're just trying to keep that wife happy and from nagging and stuff. So he's like trying to do all this stuff just to.
But if I'm not happy, why would I like?
Cause they tell us. I mean, they told us that a happy wife is a happy life, man.
Yeah, you're already married.
Yeah.
So you're living together. You probably have kids together and all this stuff. Your finances are combined and all that stuff. So you got.
So it's like you stuck.
Pretty much. It's like a.
So let me ask y'all, in regards to this dynamic, when the individual is their individual self, when I come into a relationship, am I supposed to compromise and sacrifice?
I think you're gonna have to, bro, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with somebody who's a total opposite of sex of you, total different background, right? Y'all may have some similarities and common ground, but at the end of the day, no matter if we're both Haitian, both black, both Puerto Rican, we're gonna have some differences in character. That's just what it is. You feel me? So I think that that compromising, man, is gonna be there, off rip. But at the same time, you don't just compromise to anything,
right?
That's what I'm saying. You gotta be careful though, because people be just throwing that compromise like that, like it's like whatever.
You could be a whole simp out here.
Yeah, not on the same. You know what? It's even bigger than that.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I feel like an individual should at least stand on their morals to a certain extent. Like I think when you're so easily able to compromise or change something in a relationship or early on in the relationship, as a man, the woman would think that maybe that wasn't even serious to you. So later on in life, you get all frustrated because you done stopped or compromised something, and she gonna think, why you tripping now?
Yeah,
I think early on, that's why you shouldn't just give all the way in.
Yeah, your deal breaker.
You have to actually show it, man. You have to she has to actually earn that into a certain extent. Just like a woman, you have to make a man earn that. You feel me to submit to you. So it's the same way.
To be honest with you, this is why a lot of people end up in these breaking abusive relationships, dog, because from the get-go, bro,
they want to just make this person happy and forget about themselves.
I don't think you should even me personally, I think if you're in a dating stage, I don't think you should even like Neff said, there's things that you can't what I'm saying, going to sleep late because what I'm saying, the other person doesn't go to sleep early, you know what I'm saying, things like that, or I'll stay up and things like that, little things like that. I think in a dating stage, okay, cool. But it's if we're talking about something as far as compromising, something that has to do with like what you were saying, morally or my character, I think it's you have to wait until for a fact it's okay, I want to I want to marry that person and I want to take it to you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's I don't think you should. I don't think you should fully
there's levels to this.
Yeah, exactly. Until I think it's once you know what I'm saying, you realize, okay, this is the person I want to marry and things like that, you kind of be vulnerable a little bit, and then once you get married, it's at that point it's now you gotta, you know what I'm saying, it's now y'all both sit down and be this is what we're gonna do, then the compromise and come
so
come, you know what I'm saying?
I need, and I totally agree with you, bro, 100%. That like Neff said, there's levels to it.
Right.
But how can we get Kimva on this show, Sister Esther?
Yo, she's Kimva. Are you from Barbados, I believe, or Bahamas? I forget.
Okay,
but she's
she be going in, man. So she also says to add.
I keep forgetting.
I would say women, because we also see more than just a moment. We always set ourselves up for a long-term relationship, so we kind of do whatever it takes to make it work, as long as we're comfortable. If I'm making sense, that's what she speaks on in regards to a woman. a woman always, I guess, looks at a man and says he will be my forever. I guess
Right.
initially that's the woman's mindset.
Yeah, we think more long term with it.
Early?
I think tomorrow.
Hell
I mean, we be
yeah.
planning our marriages before we even have a boo. I mean,
True.
we think
Colors,
kids, house.
venues.
They want
You know
that
what I'm
fairy tale
saying?
wedding. You know what I'm
But
saying?
can
Every
you
That's
know,
what
man,
Disney do to you, bro.
But
Yeah.
can you actually put any man into that mold though?
No, he can't. But that's how most women are inclined to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So of course, when we think we find the man that might fit, we're already thinking of committing
And they go crazy, bro.
and following him already.
Yeah,
But you gotta prepare yourself as a wife already. You know what I'm
I
saying?
want to add though. That's why
she
it's
says
always
Bahamas though. But go ahead.
Bahamas. Okay.
Shout out
Gotta
to Bahamas,
remember.
man.
Big
Yes.
shout out to Bahamas.
We went to college together. But anyway,
Aw.
Salute.
this is
salute.
why it's always important when we say, like, when you're single, like, know yourself, and you got to know your core values and stuff, because when
yes.
somebody comes along, there's certain things you can't compromise
You
on.
should
Like,
not, yeah.
You know, if you're running a business that's getting successful and getting traction, if he wants you to stay up late, that might mess you up in the morning when you got to do them sales calls.
Yes.
So maybe you can't compromise on that.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So you got to know what you're willing to compromise and what not from as early as possible before you get involved with somebody, because somebody will throw you off. And what's scary is you'll get distracted before you even know you're distracted, and usually you won't find out until it's too late.
Well, I'll say this though, like, somewhat, you feel me? Like, I hear what you're saying though. I just think that we gotta be careful because, like the brother was saying, you feel me? When it's dope.
This house milk in it?
But no, I just think that when it comes to things like that though, Esther, I agree though. You
Yeah.
feel me? Because like, you know, when a woman, you feel me, that, like she get excited. You
And
feel
all
me?
lovey-dovey and
Lovey-dovey,
feelings.
and she just start going crazy or like for him. But as a dude though, you still got to stand your ground and be like, hold on, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you don't want things to be run off emotions. You feel me?
Right.
So somebody has to have like
Somebody
stability.
logical.
But
Yeah.
but wait. What was the initial question though?
The conversation that we done started tonight was basically in a relationship, who compromises more? Who as a woman or a man entering into a relationship, I guess I'll ask you guys so y'all can just join in. Who do you guys think compromises more or first in the relationship?
Okay, yeah, I feel like the men have to compromise more than a woman in a relationship. One being because, you know, the whole the cliche standards. They're the provider. They're the protector. You know, they gotta look out. They gotta take care of them and stuff. So I feel like they have to, you know, if it comes to work or if it comes to taking care of her, they have to put certain things to the side to make sure that she's good compared to the woman where she don't have to do too much.
That's actually
I feel
true.
like-
That's a good point.
It is. It is.
Because
Nah, we do.
like a guy,
She said she didn't have to do
you
that.
know in the
They just gotta
Bible,
sit back and chill.
you know in the Bible it says
What?
that a man has to love his wife as Christ loved the church. Christ was willing to like die for the church.
Right.
So a lot of times like we don't really understand how much a man takes, you know, like how much like he gives in the relationship, because he provides, he protects, like that's his, like that's what he's built to do. So that's a lot to take on mentally as well. So if he's doing all of that, I feel like we don't really take it as like a big responsibility. We kind of take it like lightly a little bit.
Because y'all expect it.
Y'all think that's exactly what we're supposed to do,
Yeah.
which it really
We
is.
don't do it.
So that's why they expecting it?
Yeah, basically, that's what they just said.
But
Huh?
some people don't even go off of what she read, that verse. Some people don't even go off of that. They just feel like, oh, because society says. Remember, like we in America back in the days in like the 20s, 30s, and stuff like that. That was the man's role. That was your duty to do those responsibilities, to go to work, to provide, to make sure that she was okay, to protect her, all those stuff. Now it's different now. It's a little bit more lenient because women are more independent. They're working. You know, we have more of a say so, but some people don't even go off of what she said.
You don't think that's
Like,
society's fault too? The
of
fact
course,
that,
yeah, it is society's fault, but like I do agree with what Nisha said about the you know how the man is supposed to love his wife as he loves the church, but a lot of people don't go off of that. They just think, oh yeah, he a man, he got to do that, he got to take care, he got to sacrifice. That's your job.
Cause that's what
And,
we've been
like-
doing for the longest, though.
Go ahead, keep going, bro. On Big Dog, how you feel about it?
I feel like we do the compromise more in a relationship. You feel what I'm saying? Like, as she was speaking, like, we're like known for being the provider, you know what I'm saying? Doing all the extra stuff. So, like, let's say a man was single, you know what I mean? And he was used to doing other stuff, as in, like, let's say he used to hang out late. You know what I mean? Now that he's in a relationship, he'll have to change that whole, you know, area in his life so he can actually tend to his wife.
Really serious.
I say,
And his
that's what I was
kids.
about to say. So at what point though?
If he's
At
really
what
serious.
point?
If he's not